Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As jokes about title today's video, we're here to talk about what is the best value for every attribute in NBA 2K23. So, we've done this video 2 times already this year. It's been staggered about, I would say, 3 months apart between each. We're here with the 3rd edition about 8 months into the game, and here we are for our final one that I'm going to drop all year. So, in case you guys don't know how this works or you're new to the whole idea and concept of this video, essentially I am going through on every rating between close shot, driving lay, dunk, standing dunk, post control, etc., all the way down to the bottom as far as the physicals go, and giving you the number that I feel is the best value for each rating in 2K23. Now, I will have a little bit of a out for myself on this. I'm going to have 2 different numbers that I think are the 2 best values for some of them. Some may have 2, some may have 1. I have a maximum of 2 though. No like 3 or 4 BS, anything like that. We're just going to go with the either best or second best for our explanations as far as each rating goes. So we're gonna get straight into it. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff. And like always, try to spend 2,000 likes. So to start us off with close shot, we have 76 as the low threshold rating that we're going to be trying to hit right here. This is mainly for badge point. If you technically want to say what it actually is, it's more so 75, just for the fact that you get the fearless and fast twitch on silver at that exact same threshold. For 6'8 and 6'9 builds, and generally a lot of other builds too, you get a badge point at 76 though, so that's why we have that listed. But obviously we're here mainly to talk about the fearless and fast twitch, not to mention it's a pretty hittable rate. I will say this is more so just to be a competent close shot shooter, aka on back doors where you want to maybe be a more viable potential just mash on a point guard in comp pro-am, or just in general if you wanted to, maybe let's say in a park sense, you drive right by somebody, they jump for a chase down block, you let them fly past you and you just go up the close shot. This is a level of the rating that you can rely upon, and I think it's definitely good enough to be doing stuff like that. Not to mention I've even used 60 close shot on my inside builds and stuff like that, because as you can see, the higher you go up on close shot, the more it forces up your mid-range, and then also even when it comes to bigger builds, it will force your post control up too. So for inside, it's a little bit tougher to justify anything above 67, because as you can see, again, it forces that mid-range up, and that does add up quite a bit toward your build if you have an inside, because obviously there's no big difference between 25 mid-range and 50. I mean, you're not going to be hitting with 50 mid-range. I know it's possible, but is it a good shot? No, not at all. Anyway, the second threshold that we have for close shot is going to be 85. Once again, a badge point for a lot of different builds, not to mention, as you can see, 84 close shot gives you gold fearless finisher, 85 is going to give you that gold fast twitch. Once again, close shot is going to be varying between a lot of these badges that are listed right here. As you can see, fast twitch, masher, fearless finisher, pro touch as well. You can get this at 80 for the close shot, and then masher also comes along in that 82 range right here. So 85 is pretty much the threshold that you will hit where you can run all types of things between being a viable post hooker. You have like the pro touch on Hoff, you got the masher on gold, fast twitch on gold as well for just paint mashing, period, and then also the gold fearless finisher, which helps for hooks, it helps for close shot layups, it helps for driving layups as well to get less contest on them too. So 85 is our high threshold. That's a good value rating. So 76, 85. Anything above and below that you can still do, obviously, and that's going to go for every rating that we have listed in today's video, but I'm just here to give you a good benchmark to go for. Now, as far as the driving layup rating, we have this at 80. Now for some builds, 80 layup does give you a badge point, like for instance a 6'9". At 6'8", as you can see how we have listed right here, it does not do that. However, at 80, you get a ton of different layup animations. And also coming along with this, let's go ahead and make our couple examples. So coming along this climb toward the top end of our layup rating threshold that we have between like on your way to 80, 76 gives you silver acrobat. Now if we take this close shot rating down real quick, you can see things like fearless finisher will then come in at 77 as well on silver, and that goes a long way for people that maybe don't have close shot investment. And then after that we go up to 80. Once again, that gives you giant slayer on Hall of Fame for small guards. That's very nice to have. And for people that actually want good layup animations in general, or ones that gather into dunk animations really good, 80 is exactly what you're looking for. Between Jelly, Zach LaVine, there's probably like, I would say 10 animations that are capped behind 80 driving layup, and you definitely need them if you're a 6'9" and below build. Now, as far as like George Gervin, because there are, you know, not very many layup animations that you can get on a 6'10" and above build, 70 is all you need for the Gervin, but I would still suggest maybe around 77 for that fearless and acrobat if you don't have it through your close shot. But yeah, as for the majority of people that we're talking about in this video and any 6'9" and below, I think 80 is the best value you can go for. 77 if you're really penny pinching though for that fearless finisher on silver. But moving along to driving dunk, you would think it would be 80, because obviously we talked about the takeoff on silver, you get the quick drops off 1 at 80, but what I actually think is the best value rating is now 86. So at 86, as you can see, you get gold takeoff. You also get access to pro contact dunks on your way, obviously while hitting 84 driving dunk on the way up. Not to mention you hit 85, you get the poster activation possible at silver, and then 86 gives you the gold takeoff. It gives you some good dunk animations on your way up there as well. I will say I'm a big fan of the dunk animations you get at 80 between straight arm tomahawks and then obviously the quick drops. However, I do think gold takeoff and the ability to get pro contact dunks is definitely something worth talking about. Now, on a 6'9", that's much more possible to like vouch for, because obviously like anything 6'9" and above, you can get takeoff in tier 1, tier 2, you can get slithery in tier 1 as well, and it's just really easy to get all those badges. And then obviously poster can be your tier 3, and it's about as simple as that. It is a little bit tougher to justify the high dunk rating on a build that is 6'8" and below. However, I still do think gold takeoff is worth the investment, especially if you want to try and run things like straight arm tomahawks, which in my opinion is the best dunk in the game, and then quick drops number 2. All right, next up we have standing dunk. We're going to put this at 70. It's no reason really. I mean, you do get fast twitch activation possible at bronze right here, but it's not a real big point of emphasis other than the fact that you do get some good animations at 70 all the way up to that point. Obviously you can get some good ones at like 45 and 50 for that matter too. You can actually even still get good animations at 40 and 45. So if you want to talk like the absolute low end as far as this value, 45 standing dunk is actually like a really good value for how cheap, like tremendously cheap this is. But I would recommend 70 if you want to make like a hash cutting shooting guard, you want to make like a little hybrid kind of pick and roller build like I kind of try sometimes. I do think 70 and 75 is a very doable standing dunk rating. I mean, the majority of the dunks you get in pick and rolls are generally through driving dunks. The majority of the dunks you get through cuts, if they hit you in stride, are driving dunks as well. So you don't really need a super high standing dunk to be with you guys. Now, obviously there are levels to this stuff. This is the one exception I'm going to make in this video as far as talking about different rating thresholds, because this one varies a lot. So again, 45 is your extremely cheap end. 70 is like the really good activation rate. I really am a huge believer in 70, and that it's just a good number to go for, and you get as many dunk animations as you really need. But at 80 is where you get like the standing big man contact dunks, the pros at least, and then at 90 you get the elites as well. Now, you have to be 6'10" and above to even get those. So that really, like, it talks about whether that's a good investment for you or not. Because, as you can see, at 80, you also get Rise Up on Silver. But it doesn't matter quite as much on non-big man builds. Because, obviously, Rise Up is more for getting standing contact dunks. Or just making standing dunks in traffic. It's not exactly what you're really in it for on 6'9s and below. But, who knows? I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess. But, as you can see, on a 6'8 and below, it is a tier 1 badge as well, which is pretty convenient. It's just, again, it's hard to really justify putting that much investment into this badge when it obviously is more so about getting those standing contact dunks, and you only get them at 6'10 and above. All right, so now we're here to talk about really one of the less explainable attributes in the game as far as like the badge thresholds and stuff like that, or just what you really need to justify post control. I'm gonna say 80. Now, as you can see, if we go up on this stuff, you got certain levels of back down punisher on silver between 72. You got things like obviously Dream Shake and then Drop Stepper getting boosted as well, and for a 6'8 a badge point. But at 80 post control, as you can see right here, you're gonna be able to get your back down punisher and post spin technician to go to gold and Hall of Fame. Not to mention, if you watch our quick first step right here as well, and we'll kind of just zoom it out so you can see it. As you can see, it gets the bronze activation. For like a sort of semi-post scorer who maybe doesn't invest enough into their ball handle, that is a nice thing to have. If you have acceleration on your build but not ball handle, having that 80 post control will make it so you can actually move at a pretty good rate, to be honest with you guys. But me personally, I wouldn't really invest much more than 80. I don't think it's really a valuable attribute rating in the first place, to be with you guys. I would even say, if you want to make an argument, 25 is a good value for post control. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but as you can see, for a lot of these builds that are kind of undersized, and actually for that matter, I don't even know if Drop Stepper becomes a tier 2 eventually. Pardon me if I, mess that up by any means, but I think Drop Stepper and Back Down Punisher stay as a tier 1 for the most part, I think on almost every build, and it might vary based on like 7-1s and above, but Drop Stepper is always a tier 1. You can get it on bronze easy, regardless of what your post control rating is, and you don't generally lose the ball that crazy either. So yeah, post control, I'm gonna really say like 25 would be a good threshold to hit, but if you want that quick first step and those good badge levels of like, again, the post spin technician and the back down punisher, etc., and to get that bronze quick first step, 80 post control is probably what you're looking for. Now, for the mid-range, I think this is how I see it, right? I really do think 81 is the good threshold to hit for this because of the Mini Magician, and that's about as simple as that. After that, though, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, whatever the heck you just max three-pointer gets you for the minimum mid-range. I mean, you could still hit with a 77. If you have, like, maybe, let's say, an 85 three-pointer, as you can see, it would put you to, like, 70 mid-range or something like that. Maybe you're the type of dude that would put your midi up by 1 so you can get your badge point, whatever the case may be. you can hit mid-ranges really easy in this game, regardless of what your rating is, as long as it's like above like 50 or something like that. Now I know I did say that 50 mid-range was troll when I was talking about my close shot, but it's just, at the end of the day, like obviously if you want to be efficient with these shots, you'd probably want it to be around 70 or higher. But again, the investment wise, if you wanted to put it to 81, it is a very good investment. It gets you that Hoff Mini Magician. You're gonna be able to do a lot of different stuff between the dribble pull-ups and like whatever fades you want to talk about, or obviously post fades, spin shots, etc., etc. But that's our take on the mid-range. Now for three-pointer, I'm gonna say there are two rating thresholds that I really want to hit. So it'll be 83 three-pointer, because as you can see, if we go to that 83 three-pointer, it will give you that Silver Agent 3, and then also Deadeye along the way from 82, and then again 83 for the Agent 3. Now when you hit Silver Agent 3, it's been tested by 2K Labs. Obviously, a ton of players have felt this as well. When you get it on Silver, it's a huge investment as opposed to it being on Bronze. And I think that's a really big threshold to hit. Now, speaking of thresholds to hit with Agent 3, 89 is your next look. So as far as the things you get along the way, obviously 85 three-pointer is the only other mini threshold that I would talk about, because 85 3 with Silver Limitless is definitely more hittable than Bronze Limitless with 83. Just keep that in mind. That's about the range and stuff like that. But my second threshold that I'm actually going to put is going to be 89. So as you can see, Blinders and Agent 3 both going up to gold. And I feel so comfortable with 89 three-pointer. I've seen other people vouching for this in the comments of my videos and stuff like that as well. And I think 89 3 is a very, very reliable rating to hit. Again, you could vouch for maybe 92 for the gold limitless and stuff like that, and maybe the Hoff Green Machine at 91 along the way. Same with Deadeye potentially, but to me, value, if that's what we're talking about, 89 three-pointer is it. Now, if you want to be a true hash shooter and like wing shooter and stuff like that, I do recommend 92 three-pointer if you're doing it in a competitive aspect. If you want to be more of a 5-out ISO point guard, or maybe just more of a park player, 89 though is really where it's at, and then 83 is your very hittable rating threshold that you're going to be like automatic on stuff like that off the dribble as well, as long as you have your timing down. But it can't be from Limitless as far as that goes. Again, 85 is probably looking after that, but we'll just keep it about as simple as that. 83, 89. I know it's a pretty hard thing to really explain because there's so many different badge thresholds when it comes to shooting, and there's so many different ratings to justify it for, from 83 all the way up to 80, all the way up to 99 for that matter. But that's what we're gonna have for the video in today, is just gonna be 83 and 89. Now for free throw, I'm gonna be having 75 as our threshold to hit for the really good value. Now, I want to explain first and foremost, between free throw and stamina, I gotta tell you guys, these two things are extreme value. Like, let's put this back to 83 three-pointer, and I'll go ahead and just put the mid-range up to 81 because that's where we're already at, right? Now, if you look and see what it's gonna take for us to go from 58 free throw all the way up to, as you can see, like 93 free throw, it's only a difference of literally like 1 overall point. That's it. And it might even not be that, to be honest with you guys. This could be us halfway into the 69 overall threshold, and then going up to 93 is only like, you know, halfway there pretty much. So all I'm trying to say is free throw, very cheap. Same with stamina, as you're gonna see. If we invest this fully versus like not at all, as you can see, it's a difference of 69 overall to 70. I am flabbergasted at people who put their stamina at like 85 for no reason at all. It's one of the cheapest things you could possibly invest in a build, and the 99 makes such a huge difference as far as like energy when you're going for chase down blocks, energy when you're going for rebounds, energy when you're shooting the ball is an obvious one, because obviously in this game it slows your jump shot down too. So we already kind of skipped over to stamina, but I had to group that in with free throw because I really do think you're crazy if you don't invest free throw in your builds. Now for me, I can't sometimes because I make insides, right? So with insides, if you up your free throw and you don't have any shooting, as you're gonna see right here, if you go like minimum three-pointer, anything past this is now upgrading your mid-range on, like, you know, with no intention, and then anything past 65 is forcing your three-pointer up too. So generally, if I'm on an inside build and stuff like that, I kind of have to keep 50 free throw because, as you can see, it forces that mid-range up once again. So that's the one exception I make, because I do think like 75 free throw is very hittable. It's 100% greenable as long as you have your timing down, and you're going to be at least like 85, like 89% free throw shooter with this 75, as long as you have your animation down. And I would even argue that some of the best out there could probably just go 95, 96% with the 75 free throw, as long as they're locked in and actually focused for every free throw. That's the other thing too. Obviously, some variance with that, because sometimes your tentativeness isn't really there. Obviously, you're in rec and maybe the free throws don't matter, or maybe it's just pro-am and you're beating someone by a pretty good amount. So you really need to be there locked in for them. But anyway, 75 pass accuracy is definitely the threshold we're going to be talking about in today's video. I do know I've dropped a couple videos of like showcasing to you guys what 92 pass ac looks like, and you can feel the difference for sure. I will say though, pass accuracy to me, after further testing and just at so many different levels of like pass ac in this game, from me testing it all the way from 70 to 78 to 79, 82, 85, 86, 92. You can just feel a progressive increase for every like attribute point you have in it, essentially. So there is no perfect sweet spot, so to say, but 75 is the comfortable level that everybody has at least seen, and we at least know what to expect from it, essentially. Now, past that, I think everybody can justify. The next good threshold to hit would be 85, because obviously, as you can see, you get things like Hoff Dimer, you get some good badge point investment, and as far as the pass styles go, it's what, once again, everybody has at least tried, and we all know what 75 and 85 look like, because, again, some people have tried 85 for the Melo Ball pass style, some people have tried 75 for LeBron pass style. I, regardless of the pass accuracy, just run none, to be completely honest with you guys. So I think, once again, just the more you invest into pass ac, the better it becomes. But those, for the sake of the video, are they going to be the two that I'm going to talk about, is just 75 and 85. I don't want to make it too much more complicated on anybody, because, like I said, we're here for mainly only 2 ratings at best for this video. Anyway, as far as ball handle goes, we're also here to talk about that as far as our 2 ratings. So at 87 is where I would recommend, as far as just vouching for, obviously, the 6.9s. This is where you max out at, and you can get Clamp Breaker on gold with it as well. Along the way, you get 85 ball handle, and you could really even argue that 85 ball handle is a really good threshold to hit, because obviously quick first step and Heals for Days are there. But why not just go 2 more for the Clamp Breaker, especially considering anything 6.9 and below can get 87. And then for anything 6.8 and below, I would definitely recommend this, and this is a must-have. 89 ball handle. This is for Hall of Fame quick first step. It's a really good increase as far as like your movement between gold versus Hall of Fame. Now, I still use gold, and I still use 87 ball handle for that matter. I definitely prefer to run on my 6.9s and stuff like that for the sake of the badge tiering, but that's not really the point of this video. I just want to let you guys know, I think these are the 2 thresholds to hit, and I know they're only 2 points away, but it's a vast difference between the 2 of them. Because obviously, as you can see, I mean, you get the investment of the killer combos being able to go to gold. Joe actually uses this on his 89 ball handle 6.8 as well, and that's the perk of being 6'8", is to get this 89 ball handle. So why not at least do that? Same goes for like smaller shooting guards at like 6'3" and stuff like that. If you want to invest more into your defense still and still have well-rounded shooting and finishing, a lot of people just go with 89 ball handle and then put more investment into their acceleration rather than to up their ball handle all the way to like 97, like maybe I did on my 6'3". But anyway, moving along. Speed with ball, this is like a 0 questions asked 75. It's strictly for Michael Jordan dribble style. This will make you dribble faster no matter what you are using for your SIGs, and it's just a must-have, to be honest with you guys. I mean, it doesn't need to go much deeper than that. It's about as simple as that. Anything other than Michael Jordan is just not really great. I know Pro and Gabby Williams are okay, but it's still really tough to use them. Now, moving along, interior defense, this is actually going to be one where I left in my notes right here. It's very height-based. I'd say whatever gets you your badge point and is above 60. So let's just say for this 6'8" right here, right? Anything that's above 60, and then, I mean, you can really justify for 61. If you wanted to go even further, potentially into the 72 range, I believe, or 71 range, as you can see, it will still give you a badge point, but I mean, it's hard to really justify this. It's really based on what you want from your build. Now, if you want to be like a back-end defender, like playing power forward and comp pro-am, I would recommend probably around 84 is what's really necessary. I do feel that the higher your interior defense is, the less you foul on driving layups, driving dunks, stuff like that. And when you try and skate by on this 70 or 71 interior defense and you're playing back end, I think that's pretty treacherous work, bro. I don't know if it's really doable. I think this is a good level of like corner defender investment where you're going to be able to just like play hands up defense on people. Generally, probably not get mashed too bad because it's just out the corner. I mean, people that are spotting up corner probably don't have that great of investment on close shot, depending on who you are. But I guess pretty much what I'm saying is anything above 60 to 70, that still gets you a badge point. And then for back ends, you want it to be higher. For on-ball locks, maybe still invest as much as you can into like the above 70 range. So maybe like if you were guarding ball with this build, maybe go up to 81 is what I feel comfortable doing. But yeah, it's hard to really get a number for interior defense because I feel like it's so height and like position based and where you want to play on defense and how well you want to play interior D. Obviously, which you could make the case. It's like, oh, well, what about 3-point shooting? How well do I want to shoot 3-point shooting? I should just put it to 92 if I really want to shoot well. But like, it's a little bit of a different argument for interior defense if you guys understand what I'm saying. Now, moving along to perimeter defense, this is going to be 86. It's been 86 pretty much all year. I've left this as the number for this in every single video that we've uploaded so far on this, and it's because of the major, vast investment you get as far as your defensive badge points go. I mean, look at this. At 85, you get Pick Dodger on gold. At 86, you get 4 different badges to go up to either Hall of Fame in the tier 1s or very important tier 3s between Challenger and Clamps, go up from bronze to silver or silver to gold. So 86 is just our number as far as that goes. I mean, you could find your different like badge point level, like 88 for 6'8 and 6'9 builds, and you know, anything past that too, whatever you feel like. 92 perimeter defense will still get you, like, will get you gold clamps. It's just, this is a good investment level. 86, you don't have to put a whole lot in, and it's very doable, it's very playable, and no matter what height you are, 86 Prim D can still get the job done for sure. So that's our one number that we have for perimeter defense. As far as our steal rating goes, this is going to be 78 and 90. So 78 will get you silver interceptor. 90, as you can see, will get you the gold interceptor. And just in general is a good threshold to hit. I do believe if you maybe wanted to try something other than 78, you could try 80 just for the sake of hitting that 10s threshold. I do think more than anything in this game, steal rating moves in this threshold of 10s. So I know I did give you guys 78. I will say I've seen people play plenty good with 78 steal rating and the silver interceptor in the lanes. If you want to try 80 though for yourself, you absolutely could. But I think 90 and 80 are pretty much the ways you want to go, or 78 to 80. You just take it as that little like buffer zone between 78 to 80. But essentially, whatever gets you the silver interceptor, whatever gets you the gold interceptor, those are the thresholds I'm talking about mostly. Now, next up we have block. I'm actually going to jump all the way up to 93 as our lowest threshold to hit for this. I think gold anchor is amazing. I love everything about it. I think Hall of Fame anchor is very overrated at 99 after having played on it, having played with teammates that have it, just playing against like opponents that have it. I think Hall of Fame anchor is pretty overrated unless you're trying to stop people on maybe like dunk meter and like extreme mashing levels of like someone that's doing stuff like that. But I think 93 block is a beautiful level of investment. Now, I do understand to get this, you need to be 6'9 or above. I guess technically you could get it on 6'8s too, as I mean, shoot, I'm on it right now, obviously. But 6'7 builds and below can't get it. And then obviously for a 6'8, you have to be pretty high in your wingspan. I mean, you can see it will still go to 94 at a max wingspan too. But yeah, I mean, pretty much 6'8 and above is what you can get this gold anchor on, and gold anchor is the soup. That's just my take on it. I think it's by far the best level of anchor to vouch for. I think bronze is like okay, but I mean, you have to get 70 block rating for that if you wanted to, I suppose. But me personally, I believe if you're going to be that low on block rating, you may as well just invest decent into your defense and not even have block. I really don't think you can get blocks that viably with like a 75 rating, because as you can see at the 75 level, some people will vouch for this and be like, oh, you can get the gold chase down block, or chase down artist, you can get the bronze anchor with it. I don't think it's worth that investment though. So as far as the video goes, we're going with 93 for that. Now for the reboundings, once again, this is going to be pretty high. I feel like rebounding is either an all or nothing thing as far as like at least Pro-Am goes. So for the rebound ratings, I'm going to vouch for at least the 94 on one of them, because as you can see, if you go to 93, you get the rebound chaser, and then 94, you get the Hoff box out beast as well. Now, if you don't have access to this, I truly do believe just don't invest in it. If you're a 6'7 lock, if you're maybe like a 6'6", 6'5" or something like that, or maybe you're like even a small guard that's like, should I invest into rebounding a little bit into like 50 or 60? No, not at all. I really do think this is an all or nothing rating. You either have to be a tall 4 or maybe a super tall lock that's still invested into a 6'8 or 6'9 build, and you want to go with a 94. I don't think 85 rebounding is ever worth investing in for like that silver rebound chaser. I've seen it firsthand. I've played with people who have it. I've actually used it myself on a 5-out build that I loaded up with 85 offensive rebounding on and silver chaser. It's not good enough for this investment at all. It's actually horrible for that matter. Like, it's a lot of points in with really not getting hardly anything out of it. So again, 94 nothing for me as far as these rebounds ratings go. If you want to go for 99, if you're a big man, absolutely feel free to. As far as our physicals go, I did this in the other videos as well, but I'm just going to say speed should just be maxed for whatever your build is. If you're a 6'8" and you have like 59 speed, imagine how troll that is. Like, it's just bad. And it depends though, because if you're a point guard who constantly has the ball in your hands, speed is a little bit less important. Shooting guards, debatably. Anything that's like a lock 4 or a 5 though, that's playing like Pro-Am and stuff like that, or even rec center, you're trolling yourself if you don't just go max speed. If you're a defender and you don't have max speed, if you're a rebounder, if you're a shot blocker and you don't have max speed for your height, or at least the weight that you put it to, like, I understand if you put the weight a little bit higher and maybe your maximum speed goes down to like an 81 or 82 as a 6'8", like this one right here. But to not maximize your speed for at least like what your bar is going to fill up to would be super troll if you ask me. Same goes for acceleration. acceleration depending on who you are. Now, me personally, I advocate for putting your acceleration to max no matter who you are, whether you're a center, a power forward, a small forward, a shooting guard, a point guard, anything like that. I truly do believe that whatever you can get the maximum level out of is important to go for. Now, that varies a little bit as far as the 6'3s and 6'1s go, because obviously, like, it gets really expensive past like 95, 94, stuff like that. I do think, though, if you're a point guard, 94 is what you should be shooting for if you have one of those 6'1s. If you have like a 6'3, probably around 92, 93, stuff like that. Anything else, though, like a 6'8, 6'9, anything that's like a 7-footer, I would just maximize your acceleration to the maximum level that you can get it, because this is extremely important. It can just literally overcome the fact that you don't have ball handle or speed with ball, and it can get you moving in a very, very quick way off just a catch, run, dunk, catch, run, fade, anything that just is a quick burst movement in the half-court offense. That's all you need to be able to move well in this game. You're trolling yourself if you don't. Now, as we talk about strength, I actually modified this build. So as you can see, we're a 6'8 max weight, mini wingspan, just to be able to get our strength all the way up. Here's the thing, though. I don't really recommend it too much, to be honest with you guys. I think, like, I've seen my teammates go with builds that even have like 50, 59 strength out the corner or something like that on a 7'3. You can drop off the corner and rebound extremely well. It's obviously just the fact that if you want to be a paint mashing, block sitting, like pro-am center that's just camping the paint and worming everybody for rebounds, obviously the more you invest in the strength, the better. But I don't have thresholds for you guys as far as that stuff goes. What I really suggest is maybe the brick wall levels. So 76 strength is what I shoot for on most of my builds to be able to achieve that silver brick wall, unless maybe I instead invested into 89 interior defense. So this is one thing I did on my, let's say, 6'11 build, where I went with like 75 strength because it just so happened to be the threshold that you could get maximum speed. I'll actually even just load it up for the sake of this video. All right, so as you guys can see, we're 6'11, max wingspan, going for as low on the weight as we possibly can to maximize the speed. However, as you can see, I hit that 94 defensive rebound threshold that I was talking about, yet my strength is only 75. Now, if I go up again a couple times, 76 for the strength, then we can rock with that. But as you can see, if we keep that weight at 216 instead of going to 217 or 218, it's going to allow my speed to still be 79. Now, doing that still allows me to get my brick wall to silver through 89 interior defense. It's the one very niche specific thing that I would ever like talk about this circumstance for, but that's just kind of what I'm talking about. But again, for strength, I would at least say that I think you should invest just for the brick wall level or just whatever you feel comfortable with, because I don't think bully is that good. I don't think anything else that comes with strength that much is really that good. As you see, it's like box out wall, but you can get that through rebounding. Brick wall, but again, you can get it through interior defense. Bully, I don't really care for it. And then back down punisher, oh well, you can also get it through post control too. So I just think strength is not that big of an investment unless you happen to be just a pure inside paint camping, just rebounding crasher. Simple. I don't think it's that important for defense. I've tested it out on my own. 6'6", maximum weight. I've played on stuff like this, man. I'm telling you guys, I've played on a 6'6" with like 94 strength, and it doesn't really feel that much better on defense, to be honest with you guys. I feel even better on my 6'9" that has like less speed, less perimeter D. That 6'6" has like 97 prim, 99 steal. It's got 94 strength. It doesn't even feel that crazy on defense, bro. I don't know why. It just is what it is. So don't believe in strength as your like make right on defense. It doesn't work like that. Now, for vertical, I would say let's move into the thresholds of your driving dunk contact dunks, right? So 75 will get you those elite big man standings if you happen to get that. So for instance, like a 6'11 like this, you could get 80 standing dunk and then 84 driving dunk, and you'll get with that 75 vertical, the pro driving contact dunks and the pro standing contact dunks as well. Now, if you go to the thresholds of like 82, that gets you the elite contact dunks as well. So you're going to be able to get the 92 dunk or 93 for poster as well. And you're going to be able to get elite driving contact dunks. You're going to get elite big man standing contact dunks and the pros of both as well. I actually lied too, because with 75 is actually the elite standing big man contact dunks. So if you wanted to go with like something like this, you actually could still get the elite big man ones. Just keep in mind it won't give you elite driving dunks. You'd need 82 for that. So if you make a build like this, boom, you can get all the contact dunk packages in the game except for the small guard contacts. I'm not going to say 85 is a good like threshold to hit for that either, because like 85 will give you the small guard ones, but it's hard to justify that on a lot of small guards. I made one recently. We'll see if I get much gameplay with it, but I mean, that's that. But anyway, that's about it for the video, because I already told you guys I think stamina is a really good investment, and I would put it to like 95 plus. I know some people vouch for the gym rat stuff. I'm not a believer in gym rat. You don't see your ratings actually go to 99. So I mean, that's just me. I don't believe in gym rat. I know some people do, but It is what it is. I mean, you can feel the investment too when you play with a build that has 99 stamina versus one that has 95 as a primary ball handler. Me and AK both have felt it this year. And troll, 95 stamina on a primary ball handler build is so troll. But anyway, that's all for video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub, new to noties, all good stuff. And like always, try to one to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put value or put rating in the comments so support me all the way through. And like I said, this will be the last one for the year. I'm not gonna do any more. I might do one at the absolute dead end of the year where I'm recapping what was the best rating in 2K23, or like what was the best value for every rating, something like that. Who knows? It doesn't seem like something I really want to do again anyway. So this is our last version of this, and I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you enjoyed all three of them, because I mean, I saw you did. It got a ton of views for the first one and still pretty good views for the second as well. So we'll see how this one does, but hey, either way, the whole purpose of these videos is to keep you guys informed and like up to date on how I feel about certain things, and just to go with the flow of updates and, you know, what's the word, patches essentially, and just gameplay differences. But anyway, that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed. And that, take these, man. Peace.